Welcome back to the Ed Show. The president's leadership on immigration has left the Republican Party in disarray. And today, Senator Marco Rubio of Florida tried once again to both attack the president and feel sorry for himself. Rubio was more than happy to agree with the Fox and Friends crowd, saying that the president had undercut Rubio's watered-down DREAM Act.
The president doesn't even try to strike a balance. But the biggest problem I have with it is that he ignores the Constitution and the Congress and shoves it down our throat.
The president shoving it down our throat? Rubio didn't stop there.
The problem is that with so many issues confronting this country, a lot of my colleagues would say to me, well, why do we do this now? Why can't this wait? And I would argue, well, because these young kids want to start school in September. Now they're going to say, you see, there is no urgency. It's being taken care of. Plus, it poisons the well by injecting election year politics into this issue, which should be a non-political issue. It makes it harder to kind of find that balanced, bipartisan approach to this solution. He's doing this as an election year stunt as much as anything else, and people see through it.
Well, Senator Rubio, it's not about you. It was a leadership moment for the President of the United States at a time when the issue had reached a tipping point. That's why Americans are in favor of this by a margin of 2-1. Let's turn to Congressman Javier Becerra of California. Congressman, great to have you with us tonight. What is your reaction to Senator Rubio? He says the president is shoving this down our throats. What do you say to that, and how would you characterize the Republican reaction since this decision was made?
Ed, America's been waiting for some solutions on immigration reform. Everyone knows our system is broken and desperately needs to have some change. The president's been waiting. He's been trying to get some change, and without Congress willing to act, he decided it's time to do something. So this was leadership in action. The president came up with a solution. Republicans right now so far coming up with excuses. So good for the president, good for America, and good for all these young men and women who want to serve in our military, who want to become the next scientists of America.
Rubio says, Senator Rubio of Florida says that the president is circumventing the Constitution, that he's going around the Constitution, that he's out of bounds on this. What do you say? How is he doing that?
I don't know. I don't get it. The president is acting within his executive authority. He is doing what previous presidents have done. In fact, I'm surprised that Senator Rubio of Cuban-American descent would say this, because this is very similar to the action that was taken on behalf of Cuban-Americans back in the 60s to allow them to stay in the U.S. under a program called Parole in Place. So I'm not sure. Certainly the Constitution does not prohibit this.
Well, this is just a case where the Republicans throw anything out that's hopefully going to stick for them. But, you know, to point out the facts, in 2010, the DREAM Act passed the House and was filibustered by Senate Republicans. Let's not forget that. And this year, Speaker John Boehner of the House said that passing Rubio's watered-down version would be difficult at best. Yet Rubio claims this was an election year stunt. What do you make of it?
Ed, look, we've been waiting, as I said, for years to try to get somewhere. As you mentioned, in 2010, under a Democratic majority, the House passed a bipartisan DREAM Act. The Senate actually had the votes to pass it and send that bill to the president for his signature in 2010. If it wouldn't have been for the procedural maneuvers engaged in by Republicans in the Senate to keep a 55-vote bill out of 100 senators from going to the senator by using the procedural trick we now call the filibuster. And so we could have done this. So when Mitt Romney a few days ago said the president could have done this a long time ago, he's waited years without doing anything, he either misspoke or was intentionally misrepresenting the facts, because he had to know that the president tried. It was Republicans who stopped immigration reform from moving forward.
I mean, it's very clear that this issue has caught the Republicans flat-footed on all fronts. Mitch McConnell doesn't know what to say about it. He's waiting for his candidate and leader of the party now, Mitt Romney, to say something. He doesn't know what to say about it. Has this really hurt the Republicans and really exposed them for not really having a plan and certainly being unwilling to adjust to anything the president wants?
Well, I certainly think you have to ask the question, does Mitt Romney look presidential when he's dodging a question on something very important to Americans? I don't care where you stand on immigration. This is very important. And for him to rope-a-dope and try to avoid having to answer doesn't seem very presidential to me. And for Senator Rubio, who for months was talking about the possibility of doing something for these dreamers, these dream kids, to say that all of a sudden it stops because the president uses his executive authority makes no sense either.
Well, I'd like Senator Rubio to collar some of these Democrats he claims he's been working with. Go hold a press conference. Get some Democrats that you've been working with, Senator Rubio, and go hold a press conference and tell us just how upset everybody is about this. It's 2-1 in favor. That's where the American people are. Congressman Javier Becerra, great to have you with us tonight. Thank you. Coming up, Tim Pawlenty could get picked as Romney's running mate. Find out why. Let me tell you, find out why this would be a dream ticket for the Democrats. And Howard Dean has a shocking prediction on the future of health care. The Supreme Court could open the door for what liberals really want in this country. Yeah, it's called universal health care. Stay tuned. We're right back.